How could you ensure that next week is your best week? Is there a step that you need to take? Is there something that you need to do different so that next week could be the best week that you have maybe this year? And then the week after that could be the new best week that you have this year. What I'm saying is this, right? We got to learn how to be progressively better and how to increasingly get better at whatever endeavors we're currently doing. You see, as a real estate investor, every single day I have to spend time looking at properties, analyzing deals. But at the same time, I have to spend time looking at other endeavors that come across my table as well. Bunny and I do solar with solar brokers now, with private money brokers, private money lenders. And with all of those different things, we have to make sure that we wake up every morning and figure out, how do we make today better than yesterday? How do we make this week better than last week? How do I make this month better than last month? How do I make this quarter better than last quarter? This year better than last year? This decade better than last decade? This upcoming generation better than my current generation? How do I do that? And I think that, that's a question that probably a lot of us have. And some of the things that I've really learned is this, right? Every single day I wake up, I have to seek within and to ask for it to be revealed to me, the things that I am shortcoming at for the moment. We all got shortcomings. I procrastinate like anybody else procrastinates. And sometimes my procrastination can catch up with me. I'm pretty sure if you are a person who have ever procrastinated, you understand that. Like, if where you're at is not where you're meant to be, then, the question is what you're doing currently what you're meant to be doing? Because if the things that you're doing, even employment, the job that you're working, if that job's not getting you to the place that God gave you that vision of, we all used to dream as kids about all the things that we would do. And I think it's kind of cool because as kids, we often have more of a desire to help other people. Come over here. And I do believe that our compensation is directly tied to how much value we add to other people. If you're adding value in the form of something that a lot of people do, that I can find anyone to almost do, then the value is going to be lower. The more valuable something is, the more you pay for it, right? Or at least the more perceived value you have in the item. That's the reason why we pay so much for clothes. Sometimes, we pay for the design, for the designer, the name, because it has a perceived value. But we could get a brand that did not carry that name, but maybe had good quality and it not be that much, or it could be still that much. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when we going into this week, think about, what is it that I need to do different? What are some changes I need to make? What are some habits I need to break? What are some things I need to sacrifice for the future? What are the things that are becoming my idol, the thing that I love so much that I'm willing to forego other stuff for it? It's very ironic that, when we love something, we'll forego food, sleep. Yes, sir. Come over here, please. Food, sleep, self-care. Everybody always talk about self-care. Well, at some point you start loving the money so much that you forego all of those things because you got to work to make that money. And the only way that you know how to make money is by working, trading your time, your life, your most valuable asset for the dollars that somebody else decided to give you. So when it comes down to that, yeah, we do feel like we have to do these things. I gotta work this job, which is true. But when you get home from that job, you don't have to watch that game, that TV show. You can work on your business. You should work on your business if generational wealth is something that that God has put on your heart. You live, you love, you lose. But the longer that I live, the more I realize how many people in this world will one day cease to exist, because we all will. But what do people remember about you? What are people going to remember about you? That you were hardworking, you went to work for that job for 40 years and never missed a day. And yeah, Um, is that the dream? Was that the dream? Was that the dream? I guess that's what this message is all about. It took me 5 minutes to get to that. But, LaKendrick, like, is that the dream that you remember having as a kid? You know, is that the dream? Like, what you're doing right now, is that the dream that you had, or is that the place that you settled at? You know, I think that during this life, we get to varying stepping stones. LJ, please bring that up this way, please. Come on, all the way. Thank you. So, I think we get to certain stepping stones in this life, and they're not meant for us to stay there. Some places are just meant for us to be there for a time being. Some situations, some jobs, some businesses. You know, that's the reason why some of the most wealthiest people, at least, has made a lot of their wealth from selling businesses that they made profitable. So, you know, sometimes that could very well be the play for you, depending on who you are. But what I'm saying is this: like, if you think about the dreams you had as a child, as a young man, young woman, are you living that dream? And if not, why? What was it that took you away from it? What is it that keeps you away from it? What is the fear that you need to overcome so that you can get back to becoming who you're meant to become? Because there's no bigger disservice, I guess, to you and your family and your loved ones, other than not becoming who you're meant to become, who God called you to be, who He's already written you to be. You know, His promises are already there. We just have to claim them. We have to get to the place that we're meant to be. We have to move when we're supposed to move. Sometimes we don't, and fear can keep us from doing that. All things that keep us from doing anything is just fear. And we have to learn how to overcome that fear so that we can grow past it. If you're looking to become a real estate investor, trust and believe that you can become a real estate investor right now with the money that you have. Especially if you are a person who find yourself having a little bit of money left over every month, you could definitely become a real estate investor. You see, the thing is, once you have a little bit of money left over every month, you have discretionary funds at that point. And many of us may think that we don't have this, but we do. You know, that is the reason why when you listen to gurus about finances, they tell you to cut out your Starbucks and all that other stuff. That sometimes can be your discretionary funds. Now, I'm not telling anybody to cut out anything, but what I am saying is take an audit of yourself, take an audit of your time. Some of you, is not time, it's not finances that keep you from doing the thing that you do want to do. It's your time. You think you don't have enough time, but again, take an audit of your time and determine where you can fit in the items, the tasks that you know that you need to do to get to that dream level that you had. God talked to a lot of people in their dream. You know, he told Abraham in a dream. You know, he came to Ezekiel in what some believe was a dream. We'll talk about that for another video. But there are plenty times Joseph, you know, a dream. You know, there are plenty times where God talked to man in their dreams and gave them a prophetic promise. And some of you had that, and hopefully this video can help get you started on the path and the process of getting back to that. Like, don't allow yourself to perish on this earth and not fulfill the task that you were placed here to fulfill. All because you're afraid. Okay. All right. Peace.